Hi, I'm Todd Heitkamp, the owner of Dakota Angler here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, with this week's 2-minute fishing report. Well, folks, there's only one way to describe this past weekend's weather, and that was absolutely amazing. I can't remember a holiday weekend, an Easter holiday weekend like we had, and with temperatures in the 80s both Saturday and Sunday, and not much wind, and that allowed a lot of people to get out and enjoy the lakes and actually, try to catch fish for an awfully long time. It seems like it's been a long time since we wetted the line, but guys had some decent success out there. Again, I think we're still a little bit in the transition yet, but some decent luck being had out there. Up in the Northeast, guys were having luck up on Indian Springs, Big Stone, Dry Lake by Clark, as well as Reed Lake, just to name a few. And then also down the southeastern part of the state, Ponset. Now remember, Ponset has the no wake policy on there now, so the best thing I can recommend all of you to do is just keep all your boats off there. There's a lot of debris floating around, and anytime a boat goes out there, potentially increase the damage done to a home. So keep that in mind. Let's just be courteous out there to the homeowners on Ponset. Other lakes included Thompson, 81 Ponds, Dry Lake by Willow Lake, Henry WPA, Madison, Island, also Vermilion, especially below the spillway, and you have to fight through the carp there. And then also Twin, which is a trophy lake. Now, what have guys been doing to catch the walleyes this past weekend? A lot of jigs and minnows and jigs and plastics, such as jigs and twister tails, jigs and gulp minnows, jigs and moxie minnows. So all those presentations really worked well across eastern South Dakota to catch a few fish. Also, the Missouri River is doing quite well. A lot of nice walleyes being caught out there. Jigs and live bait, jigs and minnows seem to be the main trick. A few guys are pulling plugs out there. But again, right now, it's this time of year, during the spawn, jigs and live bait, jigs and minnows are the way to go. In this week's version of Todd's Tackle Tips, we're going to talk about jig fishing. And the reason why is because this time of year. Honestly, there's probably not a better presentation during the spring than using jigs. And you can use jigs with plastics, you can use them with minnows. And right now, as I mentioned in the report, it seems like jigs and minnows are the best way to go. And really, a lot of questions people have is, what color jig should I use? And honestly, folks, it's personal preference. A lot of people will tell you to use a darker jig in stained water or darker water, and other people will tell you to use bright. What I tell people is that if you're fishing with another person, use 2 different colored jigs in different ends of the spectrum, and that will help you determine, the fish will tell you which one they prefer. So use that as a little judge. Also, if you're fishing with kids, let them pick out the colored jigs that they want, and if they catch fish, that makes it that much better. The other thing is, what kind of jig should I use? In other words, what company? Again, personal preference. There's a lot of companies out there that have jigs on the market. Northland, BMC, Kalen's, Lindy, just to name a few. We also have Rick jigs, which have a red hook to them. So again, there's a number of different jigs out there, and each one has their own, unique feature to them. So again, the main thing you need to do is come in, talk to us, we can help you out, but don't make the jig the selection that difficult. Again, some jigs are made for live bait and plastics. It will have a bait keeper on them, allow the bait to stay on there a little bit better, but they're going to be a little bit more expensive. So again, depending on how much money you want to spend and depending on your presentation, whether or not you want to utilize them for both live bait or plastics, that will determine the type of jig that you use. But again, the way to use it, you cast it out, and you can either slow retrieve, you can bounce it off the bottom, slow rise, slow fall, a little bit faster on the retrieve. Again, let the fish tell you. Learn from the fish, learn from the bite. That's some of the best things that you can do, is to learn what you were doing, or to remember what you were doing when you caught the fish, and repeat it time and time again. And now it's time to take a look at a few photos that you sent in to me this past week. And remember, folks, if you'd like your photo included in next week's version of the 2-minute fishing report, please send it to me. Send it to Todd at DakotaAngler.com or post it to our Facebook wall. And if I use your photo, your name will be entered into a monthly drawing for a $25 gift certificate. And folks, before we end this week's report, I want to remind you of a couple of things. First off, I get a lot of questions about where can I get a hat like that? Well, guess what? Right here at the store at Dakota Angler, and they're also available online. We have plenty of them online, and on hand, I should say. and we're going to have even more made over the next couple of weeks. So stop on by and pick up your own Dakota Angler cap. The second thing I want to make sure you're aware of is that I announced it last week, our own Dakota Angler Deal Dash, and that's going to begin this weekend, mainly on Friday. We're going to kick that off. We're not going to tell you what the deal is going to be on, but again, keep an eye on our social media feed. That means Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, as well as Snapchat. We'll let people know what the Deal Dash will be coming up this Friday. Well, folks, that's this week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report. For Dakota Angler, I'm the owner, Todd Heitkamp, and as we say around here, fish on! We'll see you next time, and again, thanks for watching.